And we're back from our crash. Still day 33 for a bit. Alright, so what was I doing here? I was putting stuff away. Not too bad. I want to start using this. I need a better grip. And I need to be able to make some ammo. That's all. It's literally the sum total of 44 ammo that I have. I guess I should probably start using the pistol more. Get my pistol skill up so I can start getting perks for that. I want to check something. Being spread out over 2 outposts is a little bit of a pain. See what this does for us. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. I've got a bunch of like I've had one day of going to traders and selling jars. That's what I was making all those jars for, and I'll get back to it after this next horde. Because I want to get my secret stash up to the 3rd level, and you got to get to like 80 in barter for that. And I'm at 41, I think, now. So I think I may do that. I may start buying ammo. Yeah, yeah. Stacks of cloth scraps are good for skilling up. I skilled up on a bunch of those. I sold like 5 or 6 stacks the last time, but I'm out of that now. So I'm just gonna continue on with jars, and then once I get these guns maxed out, I kind of wouldn't mind like 2 of each gun, and then stash one someplace, so in case I get hit by the bug, you know, if I want to keep going, I haven't completely lost my gun collection. And then I'll start selling gun parts, or just, you know, combining them until they're repaired, and then sell those. But it's coming along nicely. I mean, considering we're just in the first month, and I've got purple everything, and about to have purple of most of the guns, the ones I'll use anyway, except the sniper. I really like a sniper rifle, but I imagine I'll be able to buy parts also. I think I've got about 10K in the in coins or tokens, whatever they're called. So it's all coming along nicely. Just these crashes are a bite in the ass. I'm just waiting for the MD5 to hit. But we're going to proceed as if it's not going to, and I'm going to start building a base this week after this next horde. We just got to figure out where we're going to put it. and then get everything together. Yeah, I know, right? That was the thing about that last one. I think you were on your vacation when all that happened, but like, you know, I had the horde base set up, and it was the second time I'd done that drop pit, and I loved it. It's my favorite base design yet so far. I had the whole production area set up, and all of that would have been easy to replace. The horde base wasn't touched by it because I had the production area kind of off, you know, a couple chunks away off to the side. And all of that would have been okay to replace, except everything I had, I'd spent 2 weeks looting guns. The guns especially. I lost, you know, basically a purple of every gun, except I don't think I had the SMG yet. No, I had just put together an SMG. It was blue. I wouldn't have used it. I don't really use those anyway, but I had it. And I didn't have a sniper yet. I had most of the parts for a sniper, but I was still waiting to get one more. I had a blue machete, 2 purple nail guns, and a blue auger. And all of that was in there. And it's just like, you know, like what the hell? That's the time-consuming stuff, is just piecing all that, getting lucky with the drops and putting it all together, you know, and then just whack. The forges and tools and all that would have been easy to replace, and I could have dug that room out, you know, pretty fast. Like I probably would have been back up and running in a game week, most likely. But if it just wasn't for, like, you know, the guns, I mean, it just really knocks the freaking wind out of your sails, you know, losing stuff like that. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna switch to PC when I figure out what I'm doing about my stream. I've been trying to figure out different ways to cast off of Xbox and have it look a lot better than casting out of the Xbox. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna skip that for now and stop casting out of the Xbox and switch to PC altogether, and then I'll start playing the PC version then. But I need to figure out what I'm doing about my stream. I kind of want my first, like, I kind of want to be up and running by like the early in July, basically. I've got a couple more weeks to kind of sort it out and figure out what I'm going to do about my name. And I don't know if I'm going to, like, do a name change and switch over. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely use OBS. I don't know if I'm going to do a name change or if I'm going to start a new channel, or, you know, because I've got all my personal stuff on this. It would probably be easier just to start over. I mean, I have 80 followers. By the way, if Toxicity is still here, thank you for the follow. I saw that when I was switching things over. I don't get notices on the tablet I watch chat on, and I don't get them on Xbox while I'm streaming. Otherwise, I would have said something before. So thank you for the follow, my friend, if you're still here. But when I figure that out, I'm going to switch over to casting on PC, because I've got as big almost as big a freaking backlog of games on Steam as I do on Xbox. In fact, I think I've got more. I've got like 150 Steam games in my library, and I think I've maybe seriously played a dozen of them. You know, I've got like 250 Xbox games, but we'll get it worked out the next couple weeks. Yeah, what do you do for your Xbox? What do you stream it to the PC, or do you use a capture card? I've got an extra PC. One of my old boxes. I've got a capture card in that I put in back when I was originally thinking about getting into streaming a couple years ago. I got an Aver Media card in that I could use, but I just don't know that I really want to deal with setting it all up and using a mixer and all that to deal with that. It'd be easier just to cast out of the PC and just use OBS and not deal with a capture card altogether and get started, and then I'll, like on the side, figure out what I'm going to do for console casting and get that worked out. It also has to do with how I have it all set up in my house, like what rooms I'm going to do it in, and like kind of the physical setup with a chair and and all of that. So, but like I said, I'll work it out. Alright, we're at 26. Let's stop this for a second. See where that puts us skill wise. Yeah, 25. Okay, we can make shotgun shells now. And I think I've got to get 30 for the 7.62 and 40 for 44. Okay. Gotcha. What? Just out of curiosity, what capture card do you use? I think that Aver Media card is still good. It'll cast at 1080. I think it might only cast up to 30 frames per second, but I could be wrong about that. It might be 60. And Elgato's got that new internal HD 60, which might be worth an investment when I get to that. But I don't know. I feel like I just kind of need to get started on PC, and then I'll deal with the console stuff, on the side afterwards. But I don't have room in the room my PC is in. I don't really have room to set up a console in there either, so I'm going to need to do it on the second box, which is fine. It's got a pretty solid video card in it. Maybe I'll upgrade. I've got a 1070 in my main box right now. Now that the prices, I haven't looked in about a month, 6 weeks. I've been wanting to upgrade to a 1080 Ti, but I've been doing so much console gaming, since the first of the year that I just hadn't screwed with it. And the last time I looked was when the prices were all through the roof because of the crypto mining. The 1080 Ti's were running, like $1,200 just because of the market. But my understanding is that's dropped. So I may invest in a new card for the main box and then move the 1070 over to the old box that has the capture card in it, because I think those capture cards like work off of your video card. The HD 60, is that the external one, the little one like that has? I've got one of those too, I think, someplace. I'm pretty sure, because I was going to use that for something completely unrelated. I thought about returning it, and then I don't think I did. Well, here's a question, and I had figured this out. Yeah, that's a nice card. I had figured this out like a couple years ago when I was first considering doing all this, and then I completely forgot what it was I worked out. When you're casting out of the Xbox into a PC using OBS and a capture card, what do you do for your voice chat? Because there were two ways to do it. Like you could use a small mixer and get one of those headset splitters, that go into the controller, and then split that off to the mixer, and have a separate microphone that then goes into the mixer and it gets mixed down to go to OBS. And then I think there's another way where you can use it where it captures the party chat, and you just always use a party, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little fuzzy. It's been a couple years, and I can't remember what it was I worked out on that. And I looked on YouTube the other day, because usually there are a million videos, and I found a million videos, but they weren't explaining the audio. It was all, literally 100 people explaining how to set up either a capture card or how to do it without a capture card. But nobody that I found addressed audio, which was kind of a pain, because that's what I was looking for. And I don't mean necessarily voice chat, like party chat so much, although that could be a consideration at some point. I just mean like what I'm doing now, like doing, like the caster's voice. How do you use a console and cast your voice while using OBS for that? Like, do you have to use a separate audio? Like, do you do it? Well, I just, you know what I'm saying, what I just said. Like, like there was a couple ways to do it, and one of them involved like using a small mixer and having a separate microphone, and the other one involved using a normal headset and then like one of those splitter deals that you plug into the controller or something. Like I said, I'm fuzzy, and that's why I'm trying to like kind of brush up on it. Got you. So for your like your voice going into your mixer, do you use a splitter to like from your headset on the controller, or do you just have a separate microphone for that? This is kind of why I'm thinking about just concentrating on PC to start. And then working on all this on the side, because it's actually more complex, I've found, to set up a console for that than it is a PC. Because the PC, you just do like a screen capture. You don't even need a capture card. You just plug a USB headset in, and OBS just does it all. But with the console, you got to get it all converted over and routed right and all that. Yeah, I've got a couple mixers actually. I've got a little, like a 12-channel Behringer, and for like, and then I've got a little small one. I use this for other stuff, for some like video production a while back. Not internet related, just some stuff I was helping a friend with, little indie film thing. But yeah, I've got a couple mixers around. I can use those. I think my little whatever it is, 4 or 8 channel one is is a Yamaha, actually, come to think of it. I was starting to think we might make this. We might make it to 40, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're gonna be just short of it. That's cool. That's cool. So what do you do for a mic when you're casting console? Do you use a headset for that, or do you just use just a separate mic and just run that into the mixer? Because I'm kind of concerned about if you get too complex with it, like if you've got like you're gonna run into like some kind of delay somewhere, like something's gonna be offset someplace. You know what I mean? But that's probably just me overthinking it. Yeah. And your headset goes into your mixer. It's like a physical connection. Like you don't use like a USB for that. Or an analog connection, I guess I should say. It's not a physical connection. Actually, we're not even gonna come just short. We're gonna be a ways from 40, but that's all right. We got a big jump on it with this. This is the sum total of my charcoal and nitrate though. So you say I'll find charcoal and nitrate in the desert, huh? Sorry, I'm hitting you with questions faster than you can type them. Gotcha. So you've got a Bluetooth headset for your Xbox into your mixer. How does it get from the Xbox to the mixer? Do you have one of those adapters for the controller that plugs in the bottom and then you just run a cable? Or I guess you could also probably run an HDMI from the back of the Xbox into it. I don't think this generation of consoles has the RCA's that are coming out. I haven't looked, or not in a while at least. The 360 has RCA's, but I don't think we have RCA's anymore on the back. Yeah, you run an HDMI into the mixer. Yeah. So what do you have, a splitter for that? So one goes to your monitor or TV, and then the other one, like, it splits, and then it, like, one goes to the mixer and one goes to the TV. Alright, let's see what that did for us. So cool. We need another 6 points and we can make 44 rounds. It's 4:16. I'm kind of inclined just to kind of keep this one going until a little later in the morning. Just because we had that crash, and then I'll reset it in a couple game hours. What am I looking for? Food. Gotcha. Yeah, I got a couple of those laying around too. Oops, wrong thing. Alright, so, oops, just for my own sanity, I kind of want to go look up, like, in here. This is where we were last night, where it was all hilly, just south of the hub. Kind of want to go look in here, and I kind of want to go have a look around, like, in here. Because this could be a pretty good spot up here, too. And I like the forest. Either plains or forest for sure. Now, the cool thing about being over in here is we'll be close to desert to mine. Although I could just do what I was here. But then we got to haul all the way up here to do anything. But, you know, that's what we got the northern outpost for, too. So that's there. There's a mini hub over here. There's another town over here. And then there's other two towns. And I guess it's not terribly far from the hub. But it's not really any closer to the hub than we are. Well, yeah, maybe it is a little bit. So, you know, I don't know. Like, to be like in here or in here would probably be ideal. I prefer the southern part of the map. But there's just nothing down here. There's nothing here but where we are now and in this town. Extra long prong. Oh, to get in the back of the Xbox One. Yeah, that doesn't shock me at all. I'm convinced Microsoft configures these consoles to like make them as difficult as possible to do absolutely anything with, unless you just use the stuff that came with it. You know, I had my first 360 was an Elite, and you know all the ports were accessible on the back. Then it died after I just wore it out, and I replaced it like Black Friday a few years ago, right before they stopped manufacturing 360s. I caught a sale on a replacement because there was still some stuff I like to play on 360, and I got whatever here. You know what? Are we gonna off-road this or what? Let's see. Yeah, because there's not really a road. Oops. And it's just a mess back there. Like you've got like it's got the RCAs, but you can't have anything plugged into the RCAs if you're using the like one of the other plugs. They've got them like seated right next to one another. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And I forget which one it is. It's not the power cable, but it's something else. It's like, actually, you know what I think it is? I think it's the HDMI port. If you've got anything plugged into the HDMI port, you can't use one of the RCAs. It's just ridiculous. No, we're not going to go through that. Yeah, they probably did that bullet so they could sell cables, pretty much. Because people wouldn't know the difference, and they could just say, "Well, buy an Xbox HDMI cable," basically. I don't know that they sell those, but you know what I'm saying. Something like that. Yeah, I use an external drive too. I've been thinking about maybe getting an external. If I can catch a sale on one, I'm thinking about getting an external SSD for it and see what that does for performance. I got a nice big 4 terabyte hard drive on it now, and I've been very happy with it. But it might be kind of cool to see if it speeds anything up noticeably with an SSD. Yeah, so this is all just hills up through here. Hey, stop that. Just beating this bike to death. Like, kind of right in here wouldn't be awful, but you'd have to do it like literally right here. Yeah, it's still too hilly. You're not gonna... And then you got that ledge over there. And this is what I was looking at before. Last night, I think. So this is going to be desert kind of over here, I think. Maybe. Let's see where we are. Now I'm further west than I was. That might not be bad, kind of like right down there, actually. God, stop that. Just wrecking the bike. Like right in here. I'd have to take that campground out. Still a little far from the desert, though. The Net Duma router? I'm not familiar with that. Oh. Hey. No, 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 no. I just remembered I forgot to drop a bedroll back at the joint. God. Look at all these zombies out here for this campground. Man. Actually, I'm going to check out this campsite. Sometimes there's gun parts in these things. Usually there are gun parts in these things. Nice. But yeah, kind of right here in this low part wouldn't be awful. Where is it? It's kind of south. Yeah, kind of in here. It's not terribly. I mean, I could do it. I wouldn't be able to tunnel over to the sand, but I could. You know, it wouldn't be too far to run over there. Just do a separate mine over there. And where would that put us in relation to? But we're still really close to home, so still not real close to the hub. Let's go up north. We're headed this way. I'm going to kind of look over here. No. Damn it, stop that. This isn't bad. This isn't really terrible over here either. I think this is where we looked last night. Now you're starting to get into some hills. Like, what about like down in here? Ah, stop. It's not awful. It puts us a little. I mean, it's really not that much closer either. God, just beating this thing up. I think this is just a straight up hill. No, no, it's not. Is there a four-way right around here? So this isn't bad. Kind of close to the road. I mean, yeah, there's this cliff right over here going into the desert. We got another campground. I'm not gonna mess with it though. And there's a four-way down there, or in that direction. I think kind of in the distance. But like, what is this? It's just a hole. This map's kind of screwy. Yeah, and then I think it drops off again over here. Eh, maybe not. I mean, maybe this might not be a great spot. Whoa. Yeah. Where are we? Okay, we're going west. Oh god, that scared me to death. God, stop. Man. This isn't too bad out here. We gotta see what it looks like rendered. But it's pretty flat. I mean, it looks flat, but I bet it's... Once you actually start grading it, it's probably kind of a mess. But like where that rock is over there is pretty flat. I don't see any major drop-offs around. Pretty close to the road. Not terribly far from the hub. Yeah, I was going to mark this, but we'll just remember this little spot right here. There's a trader right there. Okay, we're like reasonably far from the hub, but not, I mean close, but not right next to it. Let's go up this way. Like kind of right down in there at that low point would be good. Let's see what all is around. Stay clear of that bear. I mean, I think this looks like it kind of falls off over here, but that's far enough away from the side of this hill. want to go north. I want to see what's up here. That's a pretty good spot back there. I should probably mark that, but we'll find it again. What is this? Another military camp. That's where I was looking the other day. It was like down in here. The thing is, there are no traders around. There's this one. No. This one. It's way down here. Just completely thrashing this bike up. That's actually bigger than the ones I've done. I think. Maybe? Yeah. It's just so freaking hilly. And then you're getting into wasteland again over here. Pretty sure that's wasteland. Yeah, this is plains. Again. Oh wait, we might be able to get out over here. No. Alright, well this is going to be fun, because this is going to involve dumping loot to get this out of here this time. God damn it. Well, let's mark it. Denied my meat again. Just making sure I'm clear. Actually, this isn't really terrible down here either. I think I'm just going to build in the town we're in. After all of this, I kind of dig that little town down there. Actually, wasn't crazy about it at first, but I think it's my favorite spot on this map. Just crawling with zombies. Build it right here outside the hub. God, that felt good. Completed that quest too. All right. I think I'm going to stop this here since we're like well into the next day and we're like off an episode. So I'm going to stop this here. I'm not sure if I'm going to cast any more tonight. I'm gonna take a little break, do my downloads and stuff, and kind of see where I'm at. But it may be tomorrow. But we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll go back and maybe start getting ready for Horde Night and kind of figure out what we're gonna do about sticking this new base someplace. Anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon.